Butterfly Effects. I am Ashley Monet.
And I'm Kenny B.
This is the Butterfly Effect.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is crazy.
Like, honestly, we've been anticipating this for
a long time. Like, I just don't know.
Don't.
But we're here.
Exactly.
So, today we're going to talk about a topic that a lot of us have on our mind.
Yes.
Which is success. But we want to talk about, like, how do you view success? What does success mean to you? What does it look like from society? We want to get into all of those things. So, I have my girl Kenny B get us started.
Okay. So, first question I do want to ask you, Ashley, as far as success, what does success look like for you?
Okay. So, I feel like what success looks like for me has changed. Because previously it was very much so goal oriented.
Yes.
And it was tied to achievements, which are good things.
Of course.
But now I know there's more to that. So in addition to, yes, I want to, reach this goal and accomplish this and acquire that, what I really feel like true success is rooted into is like achieving goals, but on the inside, like I feel good about the decisions that I make.
Yes.
Like I'm still carving out time to take care of myself. That I am financially independent as well as stable to do things for myself, but
also live.
Yeah, to live. Like to live freely and like to be able to do things for other people. Because I feel like that's where you can see your impact the most is like how you impact others. So like that goal, like being able to buy my mama a house and she gotta worry about nothing, like that's a sign of success.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like I'm pretty sure everybody like at some point has that dream. Like I want to buy my mom this big old house, get her a nice little car, and her not have to worry about half the things that she had to go through, growing up or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. So what does it look like for you?
Honestly, believe it or not, I'm still trying to figure that out. Reason being is because, a lot of times, you have this picture of what you want to be your future.
Facts.
You for example, when you're a kid, they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Most people say police officer, firefighter, doctor, lawyer, the same typical things. But it's just like as you get older and you face different things in your life,
it changes.
It changes. On top of that, it's like, did you really want to do this, or did you want to do it because that's what society says that you have to do? Right. And it's just like, for me, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing in this world. I honestly, there's a lot of things that, I have passions about or, things of that nature. But it's like, what do you want to do career-wise? There's different things I want to dabble in, but what do you want to do full-time?
Yeah.
And that's where, a lot of times you kind of just start like racking your brain. Okay, I gotta figure out, I gotta do something, I gotta I gotta know like by a specific time, specifically society gives us this time clock, 25, married, kids, house, things of that nature.
And it's like, first of all, when I was 5,
too much pressure.
When I was 5, I thought 25 was like real grown. Like, yo, I turned 25 a week ago. And I'm like, no, like I'm still a kid. Right? I'm still a kid. I still figure it out. Like I'm still trying to figure this out, bro.
Exactly. Especially dealing with life. Life throws things at you that you're not expecting, that you have to adjust to.
And you know what's really jacked up about that? Adults been adults for a long time. How the heck I don't have a manual for this? Y'all are like, oh yeah, just figure it out. Like, no, why am I winging it? You're winging it? You're 45 and winging it? Help me.
But it's like, think about it though. Even with parents, they always say what you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Like trying to not make you hit that rock. But it's just like, you kind of have to hit the rock in order to know to jump over it. You know what I mean?
And I think it's always from a loving place, because we're probably going to do the same thing. Like, I don't want you to experience what I went through. And for some reason, in our minds, it's like, that was a long time ago. That doesn't apply to now.
Exactly.
And then, bloop, brick wall, mommy, you were right.
And it's always like that, because I don't think that we take our parents' advice for granted. I feel like at that age, we're looking at it like, oh, you're just trying to not let me have fun.
Right.
You're not thinking
you're being
about,
my parent.
Exactly. You're not thinking about what it is to be an adult.
Right.
And it's just like, growing up, I was never that one that was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to get out of the house.
Yeah,
18, where are you? I was the one that was like, dang, I'm 15 already. Can I go back to 12?
I'm like, oh, no, you know what got me? No Easter basket. I said, whoa.
First of all, the little candies, little eggs. I'm
this
like, okay.
is disrespectful, Mom.
Exactly.
I'm 16 and I want Easter basket.
And I don't get one. Why? Because I was a little kid. I was able to get those.
I was there with my dress.
Hello.
Well, take it back. I still got my dress, but I didn't get Easter basket.
But it's just like, even with that, success typically happens at just every day. You find a different way to succeed for that. That's why I've learned to, instead of having such big goals, start small. Like, for example, like my goal is stop being so, what's the word? I don't want to say attitude, because everyone has an attitude, but not being so 0 to 1,000. 0 to 100, 200, 250 maybe. Because of the fact that a lot of times people in life has a way of testing you in a way that it's just like, okay, are you going to fold, or are you going to be resilient enough to jump over the obstacle to keep going? Yeah. So it's just like, success definitely is defined in multiple different ways. You have smaller successes and you have bigger successes. Me personally, I'm still trying to figure that out. I mean, honestly, if you are still trying to figure it out, baby,
it's okay.
It's okay.
You're not the only person, and a lot of these people who seem to have it together externally, there's still a lot of work they're doing on the inside. Like, there's always something you can work on. There's always something or another level you can achieve success with.
Exactly.
But you can't compare your story to somebody else's. Like, oh, she got a house, she got a man, she got a dog, she got a kid, and she's 26, and you know what I'm saying? But I'm still trying to figure out, like, career stuff. Do I want to go back to school? Like, things like that. Like, don't ever compare yourself to somebody else's journey, because you don't know truly how they got there, what they did to get there. And don't take it for granted. Like, take each milestone that you're able to accomplish. Like, really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And then clap for the people beside you who's making it, who's knocking at those goals that you want. Like, who may be the same age as you. Like, I be looking at YouTube like, bro, they're out here doing it.
Really? It's that easy? Really? But all it takes is hard work and dedication.
It really does. Like, when people say it's like 5% talent, 95% hard work, it's 100% true. It's so many talented people out here, but if you don't put in the work, you're gonna get outworked by somebody who's not as talented.
Exactly. There was this one
gotta
quote,
put in work.
My 10th grade teacher, Mr. But I never forget this man, because he used to always tell me through class, because we used to watch Eric Thomas, that motivational speaker, every morning before class. Like, literally, as soon as we walk in the door, Eric Thomas is playing. And it would Mr. He used to always tell me, Kennedy, I see something in you. But what I admire most about you is your hard work. He always used to say, I want you to take this quote with you. I remember that day like it was a backup, like literally the back of my hand. He goes, hard work beats talent when talent won't work hard. Ooh. Ever since he said that's been one of those quotes that ring in the back of my head constantly, as a reminder that, yeah, you working hard. You got all these people with talent, but are they following behind it with hard work? Even if you don't have a talent for something, like for example me, I mean, I don't want to say I don't have a talent.
She's tapping. She's tapping. She's very talented.
I don't know. Okay, put it like this. I don't know what my true talent is.
Like which one you want to press into the most? Okay.
Yes. So it's like some people can have that talent. I mean, can have hard work instead of a talent. For me, I work hard day in and day out.
No, for real, you do.
So it's just like for me, I'm still discovering that talent, but that hard work is what's pushing that talent portion through. It just, on a whim one day, just on a sign, this is what you're supposed to do, you know, one day, you know. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, it's okay not to know where you're going. It's okay not to know a plan or people, especially society has this thing about put down a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. It's like, in actuality, are you really going to follow that plan? It's like, don't get me wrong, yes, you want to wholeheartedly. But with a life and obstacles and things like that, are you really going to be able to handle those obstacles that are being thrown at you and still stick to your plan? Because being a young adult has a lot of pressure behind it. A lot of pressure. You know, you got so many external noise that a lot of times it's like, which voice do I listen to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, a lot of times success comes in multiple ways. It doesn't have to be, like for example, me getting a car by myself on my own, no co-signer, no nobody, just me. So it's just like, to me, that was successful in my opinion.
That is,
because ultimately I got it by myself. You know, I didn't, you know, expect a huge party because she bought a car. No, it was just one of those things where it
made you feel
good,
like
okay, milestone.
Got that, did that.
Successful. Yeah. We moving. Let's keep it pushing.
Right.
You know, and it's just like I said, honestly, don't always have a cap on what you define success to be.
Please don't.
Because ultimately, sky's the limit. You put your mind, heart, and soul into something, I guarantee you it will pay off for you in the long run. Even if it's something that you wouldn't feel comfortable doing, just try it. Just try it. Just try it, and I promise you'll find it, you know, definitely being able to work for you before, or even that you even knew about it. Like, you know, you get what I mean? Like, sometimes you put so much pressure on yourself, like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this. First of all, can't shouldn't be in your vocabulary. There's no such thing as can't. What is can't? You can do anything that you put your mind to. Me personally, there's a lot of things I don't know how to do. But you show me how to do it, you don't have to show me. You don't have to show me too many times. And it's not to say, like, you know, I'm just Speedy Gonzalez at learning. It's just applying yourself. All you got to do is apply yourself daily to the things that you ultimately want to do. What makes you happy? And see, that's the main thing. Happiness.
Do you want to get into that right now?
Happiness. In order to be successful, you have to be happy within yourself.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Okay? So, you know, you mentioned planning, right? Like we create these plans, and I'm a big planner, and I actually did find a letter that I wrote to myself about my 5-year plan, so technically where I should be there. Some of those things I've done, but we're gonna focus on what you just said. I personally feel like our generation specifically gets a lot of heat for being what I would say multifaceted. Like, we got our hands in everything, literally. And I can only speak for myself, but like, if I'm unhappy or feeling unfulfilled in a job, like, I'm not gonna wait like 25 years, like, oh yeah, that's just how it is. Like, no, I'm out. Exactly. Like, I'm out. And we're not afraid to make those moves, and we get judged for being like, oh, y'all being soft, or y'all are being lazy. And it's like, no, like, I'm not gonna do something or continue to do something that's not conducive. It's not conducive to my mental health, number one. It's not making me happy, and if I'm unhappy, other parts and other areas in my life are going to fail. And honestly, what's the point of me doing something that doesn't make me happy, that's interfering with my health, for a place that could replace me literally tomorrow? Like, I could get sick tomorrow, and they would have somebody else in the next day. Now, they might not be able to do the job like I do, but the point still remains the same.
Exactly.
And so what I really want people to understand is, like, there's nothing wrong with having multiple passions or multiple things that you want to do, because multiple streams of income is great, okay? And they lied to us when they made it seem like you would go to college, get a good job, and that was it. Like, if you really think you're gonna live your life on a $50,000, $60,000, even $100,000 salary, that's it, and that's your cap. No, you have to have multiple streams. You have to do more. If you got to do something different to get someplace you've never been before.
Exactly.
You can't keep doing the same thing.
Pushes you out of your comfort zone,
or makes the people around you uncomfortable.
Yes,
because you're gonna hear a lot from like the people that's closest to you. Granted, they may want to protect you, or they don't know how that's going to work out because they've never done it before. But if you feel like down in your spirit and your soul, like it really brings you joy, brings you happiness, and you know you can do this, like full-fledged do it. Like mama will be okay, daddy will be okay, grandmama will be okay, best friend will be okay. But it's your life. Like you have to live it. And for me personally, my strength comes from God, like my faith in God, and I would not be where I am today
without him.
Because
I promise you, he will show ways.
Listen, open doors. It wasn't even a door there, sir. How did you make one? I didn't even see a wall.
The capabilities of coming up with that structure that quickly.
Like it didn't even cross my mind, and yet here I am. Thriving, succeeding, doing something that I never thought I would do or I would be able to accomplish because of X, Y, and Z or different things I've been through in life. Like, you never know. So I just want to say, your happiness is important. Please don't put it on the back burner. Please don't stay in a place that does not bring you joy, that affects your health, that costs you your mental health. That you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you're not eating, you're not sleeping. Those are clear signs that you're not happy, that it's wrong, that it's time to dip. It's time to go.
Dip.
Period.
Because ultimately, sacrificing yourself for somebody else or corporation, all they're gonna look at you as a number.
That's it.
So it's just like,
and that's more money off the payroll. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. And it's just like, that's why, a lot of times, even if you feel like this is not, or whatever you're currently doing, this is not something that you want to do long term, excel at it.
Yep.
Make people remember your name to a point where when they see you later on, they're like, oh wait, but wasn't that cashier at Kroger that one time?
Yep.
And boom, it's just one of those things where happiness will show through. Pure happiness, pure faith. Like I said, I'm with Ashley. My faith comes from God because ultimately, look, I would be a wreck without that man. Okay, it's the times where he's opened doors that I'm like, how?
Where did this come from? Who are these people?
Have I met you before?
Am I even qualified to be here? But he qualifies you, so
exactly. And it's just like, I am a firm believer in nothing in life happens by accident. Nothing happens by accident because, believe it or not, I still want to go to college. I wasn't able to go to college in the right way that I wanted to do it and completely focus on school. There was other factors that kind of knocked my plan off to where I had to be resilient enough just to try and stand my ground. So it's just like, I definitely want to finish school, but coming from somebody who hasn't, that's working their way up, let me tell you something. Finding your niche, what makes you will ultimately bring opportunities in your path to where you'll look at it like, that's not something I would ever do. That's not something that I see myself doing, and it's one of those things where even on that point, still try it, because you never know what success that can actually bring behind, like, the success that comes with whatever you decide to pursue.
Right.
And it's like, for me, not being able to go to college in the way that I wanted to go to college and, you know, experience college life. And, you know, we partied, but, you know, that's not what I was really focused on. It was just literally trying to have those relationships, those college friendships, those you know, those moments, those memories that you can, you know, when you actually have a class reunion, it's like, dang, we had fun and, you know, things like that. So because of the fact that I wasn't able to experience all that, I found another way to ultimately still try to get back on that specific path, but had to take a detour and found out some other things that, you know, I didn't even know about myself. You know, but your early 20s is years to find out who you are, not necessarily trying to figure out your future. Because I promise you, a lot of times where you think your future actually isn't. Because, you know, there's so much pressure on, oh, go to college, find a job, boom, there you go. But in actuality, that's not how it happens. You can get a 4-year degree and it take you almost 2-3 years just to find a job in that specific degree field. Whereas you can literally do other ways, like, you know, pick up a trade, cosmetology school, whatever have you. Exactly. There's so many other different avenues that you can go to still not necessarily pursue the same dream, but pursue a dream that ultimately will make you money. Yeah. So it's like, a lot of times, yes, you have these, you know, people who are very, very successful out of college, job right after, or whatever the case may be, but that's not for everybody. Yeah. Everybody is not going to have that specific same path.
And it's okay.
It's okay. I am 24 years old. I still don't know what I want to do with my life. I ultimately want to go back to school, but trying to figure out exactly what I want to go to school for, the things that I want to do with my life. There's so many things I'm still trying to figure out. And I'm 24 years old. So it's just like, ultimately, no matter what, you're gonna find your niche when you find your niche, not when society tells you when you're supposed to find your niche. Oh, after high school, you go to college, boom. Some people may want to take a break from school. School is stressful in a whole different way. So it's just like, you know, it's literally capitalizing on those breaks that you have to ultimately figure out, okay, what does Kennedy like to do? What does Ashley like to do? What do you see yourself doing in the future? What makes you happy? Because ultimately, you're not going to be that glowy, bubbly person unless you have complete happiness within yourself. Nobody is perfect. Okay? Yeah. Nobody is perfect. Nobody's path is perfect. I don't care how perfect it may seem. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So don't be so quick to say, oh, well, she was able to graduate college, have a good degree, this and this and this, and I have to worry about student debts. Where you have other people who go through college, get their degree, struggle finding a job, and owe almost $2,000+ in student debt. Yeah. It's like you're going into debt for a piece of paper. Am I discrediting going to school? No, because ultimately I still want to. However, it's about exhausting all resources that you have to make that education free. Or find another way that ultimately you get to the same point, just in a different way. Yeah. Junior college, cosmetology school, esthetician, what have you. Plumber, electrician, whatever.
Plumbers be getting dough. Hey, they be getting dough, bro.
Over $100,000 a year.
I can't do it.
I can't do it. That's I'll throw it so quick. I give it to y'all, okay? But it's just like, you know, ultimately, you know, success is your story. Doesn't have to be a major success story. It could be your trials and tribulations.
It's all yours.
Exactly.
Like, that's what I want people to really understand, because when it comes to success and how you define it and whatnot, yes, I do believe there are certain staple things that correlate with being successful. But when it comes to your personal path and carving that out, like, the person you are at 18 is not the person that you are at 25, it's not the person that you are at 35, so on and so forth. So give yourself like the room to be flexible, breathe, adapt, because let me tell you something right now, if you're not able to adapt, if you're not flexible, you are not going to grow, because growth comes with change, and change makes you uncomfortable.
Yes.
You have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like, I think we all got that lesson in 2020. It was a whole lot of uncomfortable. It flipped plans upside down. Like, I cannot imagine graduating in 2020. Like, I don't get to walk. I don't get to finish this out with my friends. It was so much, and it just flipped people's world upside down.
Mm-hmm.
That's just talking about school. We ain't even talking about work. Like, as a young professional, fresh in my career, like, it'll be 3 years of me being in corporate America in August. But something like that happening was like stressful. It was scary. It was, people getting laid off and we didn't know what was going to happen. It was a lot of different changes and transitions, but I had to remain flexible.
And resilient.
So, like, always give yourself breathing room. Always give yourself grace, and give grace to other people. Stick blend.
Ultimately, there's nothing wrong with not knowing what success is in your path. Yeah. I still don't. And what's so crazy about being uncomfortable, believe it or not, I am not comfortable in front of the camera. Like,
as she talks in front of this camera, like,
but it's just like,
so gracefully.
True, and it's being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I'm used to pictures. Like, give me a picture, that's a whole.
Yeah, that's when I get awkward.
That's a whole different persona.
Yes, I know.
But
check out Sapphire Frosty.
I can't Sapphire Frosty really wrong.
Instead of nothing, okay?
But it was just, one of those things where doing a podcast, talking about things that typically I don't talk about.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
But you're so, like, you have so much to say,
Because you made me comfortable.
Well, I was going to say, that's the other thing. Like, I'm typically considered a very shy person. And, I talk more and I give more once I'm comfortable around people. But you created a space where I felt comfortable enough to be like, oh, okay, I can be myself around you. And we can talk about
how we met.
Y'all, this is the craziest story of how we met and how fast this happened. Like, watching us on screen, you would think we've known each other for years, and it's been like, what, 2 months?
No, I think, didn't we meet in December? Or was that November?
Well, see, we technically met like that one time after Cake and Shake, but we didn't really start talking until December.
Yeah, like actually getting to know each other.
Oh my God, bruh, it's only been like, what, 2 months?
Yeah. No, 3 technically.
3, okay.
I think
3.
Yeah.
We wanna count it. We should count it.
Yeah. And it's like literally we act so much alike.
Very similar. We're so similar.
And it's just like how this actually came about is, we were just having a conversation, just a random conversation. We're just talking about like trials and tribulations and stuff like that. And I was talking, basically saying like, I don't know what I want to do. I'm literally on a path to figure that out because I don't know what I want to do. We were just explaining literally what we're explaining now, what success truly means to us.
Legit.
And when we were talking, and she was just like, wait, so you don't know what you want to do? Like, I'm not the only one who feels like that. And it was almost like a realization, like, wow, so there are
other people who feel this way.
Yes.
And like, so I'm pretty sure like a lot of people assume like, oh, like Ashley's got it together. Ashley just knows like where her life is gonna go. And to an extent, I know. I felt alone, honestly, which is, yeah, I know. But I did. I felt like I'm the only person who doesn't have this figured out. I'm the only person who doesn't know if they really want to go to graduate school or not. Like, I started it last year. COVID happened. A whole lot of life stuff happened at one time. And I was like, ooh, I'm not an online school person. I'm still trying to balance a job. Like, to the people who can balance school, work, and regular life, you are superheroes. that is not work
for
on
your
me.
chest, cause
for real, like that mess is hard. Like it takes
is
a whole different level of hard work, dedication, and time management. I really do salute you, cause I was like, oh my god, like I'm not doing this very well right now. I couldn't. You saw how I stuttered. I was about to say it, but I wasn't doing it very well. So I had to lay that down. But say all that to say, we were relating on the same topic. Like, okay, if we feel this way, somebody else has to feel this way. So we wanted y'all to know, like, if you can't talk to anyone else about it,
you dang sure can talk to us.
You can talk to us.
Have no room to judge here.
None.
And
when I'm perfect, let me know.
And it's like, for the people who know me, it's I've always been that shy person in the back,
which is so hard for me to believe,
because I am a very talkative person, but only when spoken to. When in a large crowd, I'm that person that's like,
you just be looking.
Okay, hi, and it's just like, for me, success, when we were initially talking about the conversation of success and what that meant for us, it's like, even though you may not always know what you want to do, it's almost like what you want to do tends to find you.
Yes, it will find you.
It will, because like so many people, my Uncle Donnie in particular, he used to always tell me, Kendi, you need to be in front of somebody's camera. You need to be on somebody's talk show. Because, me personally, I can get to a point where I feel extremely strong about something. And it's like, you gonna know when I feel strongly about something because my voice elevates.
And then the vein and then the redness.
Yes. So it's just like, for me, I've never saw myself like, entertainment or like, in front of a camera. Like, anytime I think about, being in front of a camera, all I can think about is eyeballs. I have a very big fear of public speaking. I'm gonna be completely honest. I do not like, and it's not about saying what you need to say when it comes to public speaking. It's the eyeballs. It's so much pressure when somebody's looking at you. It's like, oh, what is she gonna do to mess up? Is she gonna do that? What is she doing? Like, it's just so many things. I be in my head, and that's why, a lot of times, we tend to feel alone in not knowing. Like, okay, I'm the only one that's dealing with this.
Or you're afraid to be judged.
Exactly. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you, being judged, let them folks judge you.
Because they gonna do it anyway. Like, if you're successful, they're gonna judge you. Oh my God, why she picked that color on her car?
Why she got them shoes on? Why her hair like that? Why her nose like that? Why she got that necklace on?
And y'all saw me chewing, I was eating cheese. It's off scene, okay? Don't judge me. But, well, I mean, if you're gonna do it anyways. But yeah, no, like, people gonna judge you whether you at the top of your game or you figuring it out. Like, it doesn't matter. So you might as well just like do you.
Just wing it. Just wing it. Just take it by storm. Just leave it on, And it's just like, a lot of times, us as this Generation Z that everybody loves to call us.
Cause like, what are we? I don't know. I think I'm a hybrid. Am I millennial, Gen Z? I think I'm on the tail end. Whatever.
Needless to say, it's like, you don't have to make yourself feel like you're supposed to be at a certain point at a certain age, because I promise you, where you think you're gonna be at a certain age, you're not. At 18, in my head, I thought I was gonna be graduated by college by 23, 24 max. 23, I haven't been back to college yet, because there's a thing called responsibilities, and I took a huge leap of faith. What, 2 years ago?
I think that's what you said.
Yeah, 2 years. Well, in September it'll be 3.
Okay.
September 15, 2018, I made a very life-changing decision, which was moving from California, where I'm from, literally leaving every friends, mom, sister, everybody behind, to ultimately come down here to ultimately make a better life for myself.
Where is here?
Oh, Georgia. So it's just like, it's one of those things where you think you might be, You're not. And it's okay with that. It's
God's
okay.
plan.
It is. I promise you. God is going to put the people and the purpose on what he feels like you need to be doing. Yeah. He's going to put that in front of you. What's so crazy about that, this is how I feel like God was at work without us knowing. Ashley and I were talking about a concert, the One City Music
Oh my God, bruh.
Yes.
Did we discuss it today?
I think it was yesterday. I think it was
yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Okay.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So yesterday.
All right.
Go. This is so funny about it. Okay, so we're just talking about concerts and what have you, and you know, different festivals and stuff that we've been to, and she said something about the One City Music Fest. I said, One City Music Fest, you went to that last year? She was just like, yeah. And I had to let her know, hold on, which One City Music Fest? Of course, I'm pretty sure there's only one, but it's which one, who was in it, and we were able to name everybody, artists,
down to where she was sitting. And y'all wanna know what's so crazy?
We were literally,
she was on the left side and I was on the right side.
Literally.
I was like, really? You were on that side of the stage, I was on the right side.
And it's just
we were in the same space and didn't even know it.
Exactly. The same space, didn't know it, and then happened to meet each other to ultimately have so much in common, for one.
Number one.
Two, her challenging me to ultimately do this. And
isn't she doing a phenomenal job? Give it up for Ken.
You know? It's just one of those things where, you know, life has a way of, or no, let me rephrase. God has a way of putting certain nicks in front of you or obstacles in front of you to ultimately push you in the right direction to get.
Because we hard-headed.
We are.
He probably been like, no, you need to go this way. And I'm like, no, I'm going this way. He's like, no, you're going to go this way. No, I'm going to go this way. Okay, obstacle. And it just loops you back to where he told you to go.
Exactly. And
it's okay.
It really is. And that's why.
Okay, y'all.
That's why ultimately success is defined by your story. Not anybody else's, not what your parents feel like they need for you or what everybody else says. Monty has this phrase, Seabiscuit. Tune everybody out and ultimately focus on what you want to do. Because for a long time, I didn't. I still don't know what I want to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have
hobbies. You know what you want to do.
I do, but I don't. I do, but I'm terrified of doing it. I think that's what it is.
That's another episode, y'all. We'll get to that.
Working on it. We don't get there. You know. But it's just we want you guys, we're creating this platform to ultimately make you guys comfortable with being you. There's nothing you're supposed to be. Society has, forget all of those barriers that we were so, I don't want to say, no, we were conditioned.
Disney lied.
They lied.
So I bought it. And I bought Disney Plus too. But we ain't gonna talk about that. This is the point.
But ultimately, it's just you have to be comfortable with adapting to change.
Yep.
Even if you don't like it. Because there's a lot of things that I've had to change that I'm like, hold on, you trying to change me and being me. Hold on, how that work? How you just gonna come up in here and
just
start changing stuff?
Hold on, first of all, I don't have a choice.
I've been me for this long. Let me be me. And then you'll start to realize that the people who you meet along the way are those people who encourage you. Because I'm not even gonna lie, I tell you this all the time, Ash, you are the one who helps me become more confident than I already am. Really? You make me feel comfortable to be confident. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm like, really?
No, seriously.
Don't you not be getting emotional, so I'm not gonna do it, but really?
No, seriously. You definitely help me to be a lot more confident. Don't get me wrong, before, people who really know me know that I had a specific career that I wanted, that I saw myself in. And you know what that career is. Different episode, but it's okay.
Different episode.
But that specific career, I didn't feel confident in order to do it. Yes, I was doing some things in regards to it, but I didn't feel, she's gorgeous. Oh my God. I didn't, that was never me. Right. I was always the one where if somebody said, oh my gosh, you're so this, I'm like,
You would shrink away from it.
I wish I would. And it's just like, Ashley taught me, like, stop shrinking yourself. It's okay to say thank you, or don't get me wrong, I always take compliments. Let me just say that. But what I'm saying is, me, I kind of have it in a way to where I kind of feel like I'm cocky if I take the compliment. It's like, I overthink a lot of things. That's one thing y'all gonna realize. I overthink it.
We be overthinking, but she overthink more than me.
I overthink how to pour juice in a cup.
Bro, okay, no, because that's kind of hard. Because, like, do I need to tilt it all the way up? Because sometimes it'll run back down. So, that's different. That's different.
But even still, though,
yeah.
If I can overthink something as simple as that, you know, and that's why ultimately it's okay to be you. Like, I'm just now coming to Jesus, if you will, you know, about being comfortable in my own skin. Because believe it or not, I'm gonna just say it like this: there are some things that eventually everyone will find out that will shock you. Cause it shocked Ashley when I told her.
I was looking at her like, girl, what?
But it happened. It's a lot to do with when you put yourself in that box, making you feel like you're alone in a situation, and you're not. Everybody goes through trials and tribulations from childhood to adulthood.
So that's how we got here. So I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory.
Exactly.
The butterfly effect, okay? Because y'all been here this long. You might as well stick around for the synopsis or whatever. But pretty much, so the butterfly effect is pretty much our platform that we wanted to create so that people had a place to go to kind of
talk.
Just talk. Like, utilize our experiences. Like, oh dang, they went through that too. Or, okay, I'm gonna learn from that. Like, lessons learned.
And being okay to make mistakes.
Because at the end of the day, like, we're all on the road of becoming these beautiful butterflies, but you start in a cocoon. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole dynamic of change that goes on. And butterflies are really symbolic. They mean rebirth. They mean like renewing of life, transition, all of those things. And I'm gonna give y'all a little bit. Because we'll talk more about it later.
Little sparkle.
But I had this idea around 2016. I got out of a really crazy relationship thing, if you want to call it that, whatever it was. Anyways, I was going through that. I was going through, like, my grades not being what I needed them to be because I was not focusing. I was turning up at school, okay? Like, it was parties. But I got my head on straight. I was going on things with my friends. It was just, like, a whole lot happening. And I was forced to really, like, look at myself. Like, what is going on? Like, what's happening? And my personal journey, like, I would say I've been saved all my life since, like, I was 4. I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, but I don't feel like I actually got to know him or create a relationship until I was in that very dark place. Because there was literally nothing and no one that I could talk to that could help me out of it. So I had to sit down with myself, with my Bible, just like, all right, Lord, like, what's up? And he started to work with me, you know what I'm saying? And I started to learn things about myself, still very rough around the edges, but I was really growing and I was learning different things, and I would always see butterflies around. Like, anytime, especially like on hard days or when bad news would come around, I would always see butterflies. And I'm like, what the heck does that mean? And I looked up what butterflies meant, and I was like, wow, that's so beautiful. Like, I feel like that.
And it's crazy how much you relate to an actual butterfly.
You think so? I mean, we all do.
Yes, that's my point.
Like, we all relate to that. So that's why we wanted to create that. That's the backstory, you know. So y'all know.
And then we had a conversation that just led up to...
Yeah, the conversation was the boom. Because, now, mind you, this wasn't going to be a podcast in my mind at first. It was going to be something I was going to, like, do at church. And then it just got pushed back. And I just kind of forgot about it. But Miss Cherry, shout out to Miss Cherry. Y'all gonna see her. Y'all see her TT. This wonderful, amazing superwoman. She kept pushing me like, you should do a podcast. We have a lot to talk about. You should do that. And I'm like, who want to listen to me? And then I met Ken, and then we started having conversations. Like, okay,
and it's like,
I can do this. We can do this together. And I think that you know, I could have done it alone, but it would not be this. It would not, y'all would not get this energy that you getting right now. Two perspectives, two wonderful, amazing, beautiful people. Just saying. But nah, for real, like, it was easy.
It was. And it was like, you know, what's so crazy too, people who come from, or two people as we are, as us, basically, and come up from two different family dynamics.
Yeah.
To who have two completely different perspectives on what it means to be successful and what it's not, as well as amongst other things, of course. Yeah. However, it's one of those things where I knew I was supposed to meet Ashley.
Yeah.
Like God has a way of backing you in a corner and like, look, sit down and literally hone in on who you are, or stop trying to be hard-headed, stop trying to do what you want to do, and just literally pay attention to all of the signs I'm putting in front of you.
Yeah.
Literally, ever since we talked about literally doing this whole podcast of the butterfly effect, etc., etc., there's so many people who's been just
encouraging you, like, oh my gosh, when is it coming out? I'm so excited.
And we're looking at each other like, bro, like, they want to see us,
right? So we had to get on our own butts about getting this stuff done.
Exactly.
Okay, but
like, you know, ultimately, it's okay to not know what you want to do. It's okay to not know what your successful story is. You're still building that. What's that one song by Natasha? I don't know her last name. Let me stop lying. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, is it Natasha Bedingfield?
I was about to say Bedingfield. I think so. Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Really.
Shucks. And I'm hearing it in my head.
Exactly. You know it.
Get your phone out.
Ooh.
Wait. Hum it again. Release your inhibitions in the red of your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. Unwritten. There we go.
Boom.
We were gonna figure that out. Listen, we can go until we figured it out.
But it's just like, ultimately, it's okay that your successful story is still unwritten.
Like she said, the rest is still unwritten.
You know?
And like, who wants to read a book where you know
what's gonna happen?
That's why we got trilogies, okay?
Okay, on top of that, build anticipation. That's the whole point.
Okay, keep it winning more.
Hello, Fast and Furious. Hello? Come on.
Okay, wait, now that's...
But still, I guarantee that it's keeping everybody's attention.
Because I'm definitely gonna watch it. That's the point. I'm gonna watch it.
Exactly.
Like, that was different.
And it's like, you gonna learn about us. We're extremely goofy. You gonna get
this is normal. This is honestly us on a light day.
It is, because it's so crazy how this, and you know, again, little sprinkle, you know, but knowing that somebody is ultimately supposed to be in your corner, you don't gotta say nothing.
You don't.
You ain't gotta say nothing.
You just exist in the same space, and like I can do you one better. I can read her tone in a text message and be like, all right,
what's wrong?
What's going on? Like, and I haven't even talked to her. Mind you, like I said, we've only known each other 3 months roughly.
But it's just like, we don't act like it's like we've been friends.
She reminds me of one of my best friends. Shout out to Taylor. But yeah.
And it's just like, you know, honestly, believe it or not, you always find people who, I don't want to say you aspire to be, but
I feel like you're gonna always attract people, like friends in your circle who challenge you, who help you level.
There we go.
They help you level up. Like, your friends are supposed to lift you up. You know what I'm saying? Because Kennedy has actually made me more. She said what she said about me, but like I didn't know that. She's actually helped me be more comfortable and confident myself. Like,
cause sometimes I just be looking at.
She be looking at me like, Ashley, really? And I'm like, no, really. Like, I will back myself into that corner, crouch down, and put a blanket over me. Like,
And I rip that blanket off so quick and be like,
but like,
do you need to come to Jesus, Mom?
I don't want to. But no, she's like great. She's been a great friend for me, and I'm not gonna get emotional on this episode. Maybe another one.
Cause they're gonna slip.
Y'all gonna see it.
Look.
Listen, it's gonna be some serious, but we ain't gonna do that on the first episode.
You know,
we want y'all to come back.
You know, on top of that, you gotta build anticipation. But you know, we definitely created this platform to be able to just have open conversation about, you know, your trials and tribulations. Literally, what our Butterfly Effect podcast is about.
Yeah.
You know, just ultimately, it's okay to mess up. It's okay to mess up a couple times. It's okay to mess up on the same situation that you think that you're trying to improve, but you end up digging yourself in a bigger hole.
And it's okay to forgive people too.
Yes. Oh my God, forgiveness will set your.
It's for you, baby. It's for you, not for anybody else.
It will set your spirit free.
You. It literally will free you. It takes stress off you. It takes
set you free,
Butterfly.
I did.
You did that.
Why?
You did that.
Just, you know.
Y'all, get this girl. Get this girl for real. But no, seriously, like it literally lifts a weight like off your shoulders, off your chest, and you can physically feel a difference. It's not for the other person. Like, yeah, if they receive it, whatever. Who cares? It's about you.
Exactly. It's all. This life is yours.
It's yours.
Nobody else's. Nobody else's opinions matter. It's literally about what makes myself happy. If rubbing my face every single day makes me happy, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And it's just like, you know, everybody has their way that makes them happy. And it's just like, don't for once ever sacrifice your happiness for another human being.
Don't do that.
Because my grandma used to tell me growing up, you find happiness in a person, you'll always be miserable. Because somebody can hurt your feelings, they can let you down, whatever the case.
People are human. They're going to mess up. So if you put all of your hope, all of your faith, all of your joy into a fallible human being, you're setting yourself up for failure. And also, I'm gonna just drop this little nugget. You cannot be in a relationship with another imperfect human being if you are not happy within yourself. Because they're gonna keep trying to make you happy, and it's not gonna work. Because you're not happy.
Exactly. Don't sacrifice your happiness for anybody else.
And don't take nobody else through that. Like, if you know you're a grumpy Gretel, don't take that man through that, or that woman, or what have you. Don't do that. Get your crap together first. Sorry.
On top of that,
same.
Stand your ground.
10 toes down.
You a woman, a queen, an
Fix your
empress.
crown, ma'am.
Hello.
Put it up there.
You know, let everybody
really
shine
dropping gems, bro.
We are. We really are.
people.
Shine them little diamonds on that crown real quick. Fix it, turn it, tilt it, make it
Look
your
at yourself
own.
like,
You know, like,
look at
good
you.
today.
I see you, boo. Hello, good morning.
Okay, edges, okay.
Tell yourself good morning, beautiful. Don't wait for that text.
Exactly. Stop.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about.
Because honestly, once you feel happy within yourself, nobody else can tear you down.
Right.
Nothing can tear you down.
And then you'll attract the right person, because guess what? Y'all will be together for the right reason.
Exactly.
Not because they're filling a void, but because, like, you know, it's a match. Two whole people together
Make a huge circle.
you circle
Circle of life.
of joy.
And it's just like, you know, even with that, it's like, it's okay to admit that you're not happy, because you're going to, if you don't admit it and you can't keep festering it, pushing it aside, I don't know what everybody else believes in, but God gonna put you in a corner to where you literally are going to, all of those, everything that you feel is gonna get amplified.
And it's gonna come out.
And it's gonna come out in the wrong way that you don't want it to. So it's just like, ultimately,
Handle that.
free yourself. Go take yourself to the nail shop. Get a waxing appointment.
Ooh, yes.
Get your hair done.
Self-care.
Get some earrings.
Mm-hmm.
Get some new clothes.
You know what I'm saying? Cloak yourself,
You know,
girl.
and it's like, ultimately, know that you was a queen.
I'm still that. Been that.
Will
Will always be that.
Period. You know,
for real.
like, seriously. And it's just like, ultimately, like I said, like we both said, we ultimately want to create this platform to, you know, empower women, to let them know, not even just women, young girls, boys, females, dudes, whatever, you know, that it's okay to not know.
Yeah,
It's okay.
It's okay to be figuring this out. Please do not expect to know everything. Please do not be hard on yourself for making mistakes and things not working out the way you thought they were gonna work out. It's okay. We are here. We're gonna be your big sisters, your little sisters, your cousin, your homegirl, whatever.
Your god sister,
okay,
your homie,
period,
your partner in the street.
We all that.
Whatever you decide that, you know, all of that. Because ultimately, we not perfect. I know for a fact. I can't even spell perfect. How do you spell that?
Does not exist.
Got it.
That's how you spell it.
Mm-hmm. Sure is, because it doesn't. Because no matter what you go through in life, perfect is not even a description. How can you expect something to be perfect?
Yeah.
What's
and
perfect?
It's stressful trying to.
What's perfection?
Ooh, new episode I hear.
Oh, so
come on. Talk about that.
That's a very intuitive question.
You know what I'm saying?
Just saying.
Cause yeah, we're gonna get to that, but we're not gonna hold y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining our first episode. We cannot wait to talk and see you again on next Friday. So tune in, tap in,
stay tuned.
Listen to where everything you can all the platforms that carry podcasts. Follow us on our social media, which will be linked on the screen and in the description box, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, we have so much more coming for you guys. We love y'all, and we out. Peace out. Bye.